Hey, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co, and today I'm going over the top 15 games that disappointed me in 2025. 2025 was a year of a lot of great games, but there are also games that I play that weren't what I wanted them to be, and I should note that some of these, or maybe even half of them, I don't know, some degree of these are not 2025 games. They're games I played in 2025 that definitely disappointed me. I will be ranking these in order from least disappointing to most disappointing. As usual, when I say things like this, it doesn't mean that the ones further down are worse games. It means they disappointed me more. My level of expectation of how much I wanted to like something versus how much I did is what is the ranking for how disappointing a game was, not how good the game actually is. Before we dive into it, I should note that I'm also disappointed that I don't yet have an all-play table over here. I say that because All-Play is currently a channel sponsor. The shelves behind me you see over here, these are all All-Play shelves. They are absolutely fantastic, although this is a sponsored content, so take that with a grain of salt. But I'll be doing a full deep dive onto those later at some point. I also will have an All-Play table that matches better for this coming in. In fact, this is an All-Play playmat over here. You can get a ton of things from All-Play, both tons and tons of games. They are known for a lot of their small box, affordable, like they have lots of expensive shelves, but then to compensate that, they have small box, affordable games. Whatever you want, they probably have. Check them out at allplay.com. Let's go ahead and dive into the 15 most disappointed games I have. Number 15 barely made the cut over here. This is Solar Gardens. Solar Gardens is disappointing for a weird reason, because it was barely even on my radar, and once I heard it existed, I was like, okay, sounds a little bit interesting. And then I played it, and I don't like the fact that I actually kind of like the game, but I hate the look of the game. I don't love the game, but it's one of those things where if the game looked different, had a different theme, different artwork, different presentation, it may well have made it into my collection, at least for right now. I will say that kind of tiling, scoring optimization is a competitive genre for me in my collection, so I don't know if it would have lasted, but I definitely wanted to explore it more. But I really don't like the way the game looks, to the point that how good the game is, combined with how the game looks, was enough to push it out for me. I just think it looks so flat. It looks almost like bad clip art to me. It looks very soulless as far as the presentation. The actual gameplay is a fun optimization challenge with an interesting push your luck draft and pass mechanism that I haven't really seen other games do, so it gets points for being a little bit different, but then the look definitely turned it off for me. Number 14 is the Crew Family Adventure. I like the Crew a lot, so I was excited to dive into a family adventure version of the Crew and see what it brought to the table. But what it brought was a game that isn't really like the Crew at all. It's very accessible as far as, you know, who the target... I don't know. I think the game is too complicated for the target audience of people who like things like Flip 7 and Uno, but it's also way too uninteresting for people who like actual challenges like the Crew or even like the Gang. There's many games like that out there that give what the Crew Family Adventures does and does so much better. The Crew Family Adventures, my expectations weren't super up there, but even there, it still managed to disappoint. Number 13 is Catan New Energies. Again, another one that I didn't necessarily expect a ton from. It's another themed version of Catan. I expected to enjoy it, and then whether or not I keep it, who knows. Catan's always a classic for a reason, and it's always fun, but it rarely gives me like wow times. It just gives me good times. Good times, so I'm happy to play good games, don't get me wrong. I expect it to be a good game. To me, Catan New Energies was a worse version of Catan. It felt more fiddly, it felt not intuitive the whole way. You can have all the players lose the game. The whole thing was very weirdly done. It didn't feel well done. I think I haven't actually checked the average ratings on it to see what the general opinion is, but for me, it fell hard. It fell hard. It felt completely flat as far as even my low expectations of what to expect from Catan. Catan New Energies didn't even deliver that. One of my more disappointing experiences, I recently played it again on Board Game Arena just to see if it was like, originally I played it in person. Like I played it a few times in person, kind of passed in it, and I played it again on Board Game Arena to see maybe if it bounced off it, but maybe it's actually a good game, and I bounced off just as hard again. Coming there, we have number 12. Number 12 is Four Doors from Matt Leacock, as well as Ben Pinchback and Matt Riddle, I want to say. I think it was that team, but definitely Matt Leacock, and I think the other two as well. Four Doors I was very excited for. A small box cooperative game in the vein of games like Forbidden Island, Forbidden Desert. Forbidden Desert is fantastic. Highly recommend you check that one out. It's my favorite of the Forbidden series, although I haven't played Forbidden Jungle yet, so I'm not fully up to date on all those. But Four Doors, I was very excited for another small box game from the people who do, from the people, what's the name, Happy Camper, who have done Jungo and Trio and all these other fantastic games, and Four Doors let me down hard. I was not into Four Doors at all. It felt like a dialed-back version of Forbidden Island, where I'd rather just play Forbidden Island or any of the Forbidden series that I've played over Four Doors. It just didn't feel like it brought anything new to the table, which had me judging it fairly harshly, because the other ones I felt all had a classic core, but then they brought something new to the table that Four Doors did not do. Coming in number 11, we have Gwent. Gwent, again, this one actually is like probably, if I had to pick the worst game on this list, Gwent might be the worst game. I say might, I have to look through all the games and analyze. Gwent might be my least favorite game on the list, but my expectations weren't super high because I've played Gwent. I've played the video game Gwent, the video game version of Gwent in The Witcher. I've played it, it's fun, it's kind of basic, but it's still fun enough. And Gwent, to me, I was hoping for them to do an actual adaptation that made it work as a tabletop game, and they really didn't. They kind of kept it true to the original game in a way that doesn't really work quite as well when you're playing it in person in front of you. I was very disappointed by it. It's basically, it's a video game adaptation that should have been adapted and wasn't, and it doesn't work quite as well when you're not really running around the world collecting cards the way you are in the Witcher Old World, or the Witcher, not the Witcher Old World, that's the board game, the Witcher video game. So Gwent, hard letdown for me, not for me, unfortunately. Number 10 is Terrible Quest. Terrible Quest is a small all-play box that I was kind of excited for this one because it was something different. You have like a little bit of a real-time element and you're tearing around in order to create these shapes as you go. And when I played it, I just found that it wasn't satisfying. It just wasn't a satisfying puzzle. Now, it's kind of the game that may well work for you. It's definitely a different kind of experience, and it has that toy factor that sometimes you do want in games. For me, it just felt like an exercise in precision, rapid-fire tearing. And maybe it's because I'm a parent and these are kinds of things that I have to do, but I actually have to do them, and so here it was less rewarding. I don't know the reason. All I know is it really, as a concept, it was an interesting concept, but the execution-wise did not work for me at all. Terrible Quest definitely fell flat for me. Coming at 9, we have Rats of Wistar. Again, one of the games I thoroughly did not enjoy. I tried it multiple times, did not like it at all. And I do wonder if it's one of those games that maybe if I like reread the rules and dove into it with a full understanding of everything, because I still feel there's elements that I don't 100% get as far as how the game operates. I get it enough to play it. In fact, I've won one of the games I've played, so like I definitely get what I'm doing, but I still feel there's things I'm missing about the game experience. But whatever it is, I bounced off hard on Rats of Wistar. Again, the reason it's not super low down the list is because I didn't have super high expectations. For whatever reason, the theme never really pulled me in. I don't know why. Just the whole concept, it never pulled me in. But the publisher, like, you know, Creative Creations, they do good games, so that's why I played it. And then when I played it, I was like, this is not for me at all. It's an interesting worker placement / area control, but not really area control. More, you're worried about majorities, but you're also trying to accomplish these quests as you kind of like move further into the house. There's a lot of interesting things happening. None of it felt fun to me. It never hit those dopamine things you get in your brain when you play a good Euro game where all the points are connecting bit to bit. I never got that from Rats of Wistar. For whatever reason, it wasn't fun. And I do think I'm in the minority here. Like, I remember talking about it in a different video, and a bunch of people were like, it really worked for them, and I'm happy it did, but it really didn't work for me. Number 8 is Star Wars: The Clone Wars. This is the pandemic-style system that applied to Star Wars, and this is like an older game that I haven't gotten around to, and this year I played it because I wanted to get around to it, because I like Pandemic, and I like the world of Star Wars, so I was like, let's try this one out and see how it goes. It was one of my least favorite Pandemic games to date, possibly my least favorite game that uses like the Pandemic core, and again, there's games like Four Doors and all that are Pandemic adjacent, but when I say the actual Pandemic system, as branded or whatever you want to call it, there's a ton of games out there that use it. Some have really impressed me. Lord of the Rings: The Fate of the Fellowship is one of my favorite games utilizing the Pandemic system, which is an interesting contrast. That you have a game, and I do believe that Star Wars: The Clone Wars was not designed by Matt Leacock. It's using his system, but it's one of the few Pandemic games that he didn't design himself, which might be part of why I bounced off so hard. Then again, Four Doors that was designed by him, I didn't, so it's not like he's a guarantee by any means for me. But the Fate of the Fellowship, Lord of the Rings: Fate of the Fellowship, is such a good implementation of a theme I like and the Pandemic system. It's one of my favorite Pandemic games, if not my favorite. Outside of Legacy, it might be my favorite Pandemic system game. And Star Wars: The Clone Wars, a system I like and a theme I like, is one of my least favorite. And so this one really disappointed me. It's still not a terrible game. I would just rather play nearly any Pandemic system game over Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Coming in number 7, we have Map Masters. I was very intrigued by this one. Didn't have high expectations for it because, hey, who knows? Like, it's cute, it's charming, it's fun, but you're laying down cards. you're trying to create pathways, that kind of thing does feel fun to me. But the way Map Masters actually works is it ends up being an optimization nightmare of a puzzle where I feel that the core game, it doesn't not work, it's just that I am always constantly moving things around, trying to min-max to get one more thing out of it. Something about the way the system works, it's a little too open-ended that you just want to constantly arrange and adjust, and you're constantly not happy. Like, if I move this card here, no, I can do it better. If I do these 5 cards here, no, if I arrange it like this, it feels like you can't actually get to a point of satisfaction in the way you build things, and so you tinker forever, which slows down the game for you and for others. It's a game that I just kind of gave up halfway through and said, I'm just going to do stuff and hope for the best and no longer try to optimize, because trying to optimize felt like it was not fun for me and not fun for the other players. Map Masters is a cute concept, but sometimes games give you too much freedom, and that's almost what happened here. The pathway towards optimization was riddled with trial and error, and not with feeling clever. Number 6 is Seven Wonders Dice. I was really excited when I first played Seven Wonders Dice because it felt like it was a good Seven Wonders game. My disappointment is actually in a weird way from game 1 to subsequent games, because until game 1 I heard of Seven Wonders Dice and I was like, you know what, it's a Seven Wonders system. But whenever games use a system, there's no guarantee that they'll deliver. Even Fate of the Fellowship that I just mentioned, I was coming in with definitely reservations because I'd played Star Wars The Clone Wars first. So like, you never know when a system is going to deliver, or if it's just another way to sell that system to fans of the system. And so I walked in with low expectations. My first game, though, I really enjoyed. Now, I did enjoy it with the caveat that I was a little concerned, how is the replayability going to be? And unfortunately, it took like 3 or 4 games before I felt I had seen everything I needed to see from Seven Wonders Dice. It's very straightforward. It is fun, it is good, I like it, but I just like it with the knowledge that I'll always play it if you want to play it. I just don't feel the need to ask for it because I've already seen what the game has to offer. Subsequent plays of Seven Wonders Dice definitely were a disappointment for me. Number 5 is Video Game Champion. I was excited for this one. I don't know why. I think there's a lot of buzz at the time about it, but like actually playing it just felt like a slog. And again, I haven't gone back and looked at reviews to see how it's held up over time with the general audience. I just know when it first came out, it definitely got some degree of hype and buzz, and that fell flat for me the more I played it. It felt like it's a set collection game that didn't feel particularly rewarding overall. It felt like less of it's about, and again, maybe some of this is like thematic stuff that maybe I just don't identify with, but it was more about renting games than it was about owning games. That's a minor thing. But the actual puzzle of it just felt tedious. It didn't feel satisfying to go through the video game collection aspect of things. The general puzzle of your action selection felt tight, not tight in a fun way, but tight in a less optimal way. It just wasn't a good experience overall. I bounced off it pretty hard in a few ways, and my expectations were very high because I loved the theme, I liked the art, and I had heard good things about it. Coming in number 4, we have Bloodstones. Bloodstones is one that I really wanted to like. I like Martin Wallace as a designer. I like area control, and Bloodstones has given me like small world vibes, but with a Martin Wallace system. I was so excited for it. And it turns out I'd rather just play small world. Nothing wrong with Bloodstones. I think if you enjoy Bloodstones, that would make sense to me. Like some of these games, if you like them, I'd be like, hey, you know, I guess anyone could like anything, but like I'm surprised at that. I wouldn't be surprised if you like Bloodstones. I think there's a lot of game there to like, but you have to really like dry area control. It felt like an optimization puzzle around asymmetric clans, like strong asymmetric powers, but it really felt much more tedious and mathy than it did feel fun. Like I thought like asymmetric powers would lend itself similar to the way you play Small World, and it's a fun area control system. That this felt like someone took Small World and said, how can we make it less charming, less fun, but maintaining the general spirit other than that? That's what it felt like to me with Bloodstones, which is not a vibe that I am here for. Number 3 is Dead Cells. Dead Cells is a game that I wasn't super excited for, but I was excited enough because I like Slay the Spire, the video game and the board game. So walking into Dead Cells, I was like, ooh, another one of these. I had heard good things about the game, and I also this year I got heavily into Dead Cells, so I was like, you know what? I'm really liking Dead Cells, the video game, and I like Slay the Spire, the video game and board game. Let's go ahead and play some more Dead Cells. Did not work for me. Really didn't work for me. I think it's a bad implementation of the video game. I think it's just tedious and not fun to play. I think it is very, very grindy, and I think the combat feels so luck-based and not particularly challenging or interesting as you go through it. There's very few things I like about it. There's some subtle nods to the video game that are satisfying. Oh, look, I got that weapon. Oh, look, I'm fighting that enemy. There's definitely nods to the video game that I appreciate, but I'd just rather play the video game. Dead Cells, the board game, to me, feels like a tedious, grindy, luck-based execution with a not fun combat system, and I don't want to play it. The best part about it is unlocking new stuff, which is fun, but everything else about it is not fun. Dead Cells was a big disappointment for me. Number 2 is Iwari. Iwari is a game that I've had in my collection for years. I want to say 4 or 5 years now. I've had it in my collection. I've wanted to play it. It's a very cool, like, it looks beautiful, abstract adjacent. I love that kind of concept. The rating should have been a flag for me. The rating on the game, I think, is like a 7, maybe a 6.9, something like that. Not super high, not super low, but I just kind of powered past it. I was always like, hey, maybe it won't be for me, that's fine, but like I still want to try it out. I was always okay with the fact that it might not be for me. But then when I finally got around to playing it, I had this challenge this year to play a bunch of games that were on my list that I've been there for a while. I finally tabled Iwari. It was really, they didn't feel like there was a lot of game there. Like, it's an abstract game of area control, but it really felt like the actual game felt like it was barely there, and it felt like it was mostly, it could have been like, I don't know. It felt like a bad abstract game with not a lot tying it together. It wasn't bad. It was really not a bad game, but it was so mediocre. I was expecting that it would be good, but like, probably not good enough to keep. I was walking in with that expectation, and still, despite that, it still managed to disappoint me even then. Even with those expectations tempered by the rating, they weren't tempered enough. There's nothing wrong with Iwari. There's also nothing that's really compelling about it. It just really fell flat for me, unfortunately. Production is beautiful. The art is beautiful. I've never wanted to like a game so much and been so far from actually enjoying it. Again, it's not bad. It's just that it's so vanilla. It's so vanilla. I didn't feel rewarded by the game. Draw cards, place down things, try to go for area control. Don't get me wrong, you can make lots of games sound stupid by distilling it that way, but it really felt like it was draw cards, play things, hope to score better than the other players through no reason that would make... Like, it didn't feel like there was clever play at all. Like, that's the thing. Sometimes in games you feel clever. Iwari felt like you just did stuff and someone won. Never felt clever or interesting at any point in the gameplay. And then my number one most disappointing is, unfortunately, Anachrony. And I know, like, most of this list has been, like, all over the place. Maybe some you love, maybe some not. But there have been no major heavy hitters here that would really offend a lot of people. But Anachrony is that one. And maybe Dead Cells a little bit. I think people seem to like Dead Cells. I think it's a rated 7.6, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, maybe that. Rats of Wistar might disappoint some people. But Anachrony is the one that's going to lose me a few subscribers. Possibly. We'll see. But I bounced hard off Anachrony. Like, hard. I was so expecting to like this. It's another one that was on my list of games that I wanted to table that I've had in my collection for years. And when I finally did, wow, I've never had a game fall so flat for me. I actively dislike it. I played it twice now. Like, I wanted to make sure I get multiple plays in. I played it twice, and I really do not like Anachrony. Now, I do think, disclaimer, and to be fair to Anachrony, I do think I just don't get it. I mean, obviously, it's an 8.1, I think, on BGG. That's a high rating. That's a high rating. I think something about the way the game works, I just don't vibe with what it's doing. It's a worker placement game, where you have these mechs, and you use these mechs, and you borrow resources from the future, which is basically just a loan mechanic. That's cool. I don't mind that part. Nothing feels fun about it for me. I don't know why that is. Like, these cool, like, goals you can go for. I don't know. There's lots of games that I vibe with. There are games that are fantastic. Darwin's Journey, Pirates of Maracaibo, Shackleton Base. There's so many, there's all just recent games from this year, but, like, there's so many great games that really tickle those pleasure centers in my brain when I try to maximize and make it all work. And I can see that all those ingredients are there in Anachrony. It's kind of like I made like a soup using a bunch of ingredients, and I love it. And then you took the exact same ingredients, made the soup, but you used different ratios, and I'm like, oh, this is terrible. But like, it feels like the DNA is all there. It feels like it has all the things that I should like. Look at all these buildings the game has. Like, it has so many buildings, so many different ways you can try to build your own little engine while you try to work for these goals, while balancing the worker placement of it. It feels like it should work for me, but it doesn't. Not only does it not work for me, I really do not enjoy it. Like, actively do not enjoy it. My first game was like, okay. My second game was just a slog. Like, an absolute, I recognize that Anachrony works for a lot of people, and I'm happy that it does. Tricarion from the same publisher, fantastic game. I need to play more, but fantastic game. Anachrony, I was so excited for. I thought that the 8.1 was a slam dunk rating for me, combined with being the type of game that I enjoy. I thought it was a lock. And it's one of my least favorite experiences on this list. Not my least favorite. Gwent might forget that one. But it's one of my least favorite games to play on this entire list of games in terms of how much, and don't get me wrong, game length does add to that. If you don't enjoy a game and it's longer, that makes it worse than not enjoying a game that's shorter. But Anachrony is definitely not for me. Anyways, those are my top 15 disappointments in 2025. Games I played in 2025 that were disappointing experiences for me. Let me know in the comments down below which game let you down this past year. Again, it doesn't have to be a 2025 game, but what game were you really looking forward to, you thought you would like, and then you played it and you bounced off hard? And that could be because you thought you liked the designer, the publisher, that content creator you watched liked it and you usually vibe with them, or you just wanted to. Maybe it's just like an IP or theme or mechanics that you wanted to like, but let me know which game really didn't work for you. In any case, and until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope you have a good one.